Welcome back to the Heart Attack update. I am scared because it's been a couple of weeks since I've played in the lethal zone, and I remember it was difficult, and I got someone killed. So I'm kind of scared of that happening again. I think I'm going to go a little bit conservative this episode. Rather than trying to attack a Plague Heart, I'm going to do the thing you do in Update 33, which is avoid Plague Hearts altogether. I'm going to be sneaking around this Plague Heart, avoiding getting into its range at all, so that I don't wake it up. And instead, I'm just going to try to do some scavenging around here. I do have a mission for some newcomers up here. It's just rolling out the welcome wagon. I'm sure the person who is hosting this mission is named Carcass. That's kind of cool. I wonder if I'm going to get to recruit someone named Carcass at some point. That sounds great. Okay, yeah, so I've got a few different things I can do. I've got some bounties for killing zombies with blades and bloaters with explosives. I want to go shore up particularly my meds, though I don't know if there's a lot of access to meds out here. I'd like to get some meds if I can. I mean, I don't know what's in this Plague Heart. It has 2 remaining items. I probably already grabbed any rucksack from there. This one has got 7 remaining items. So does, oh, and this one has a meds rucksack. Okay, so I know I need meds because I'm probably going to get infected a whole bunch. So I think my goal should be to specifically scavenge from this Plague Heart. While I'm up here, I'll see what this mission is all about. It's probably just something minor. And then I'll just scavenge as much as I can before I come home. But I should bring a character who's not about to die of blood plagues, so... and I should bring somebody who's good with a blade. Do I have anyone who's a swords person? Swords. Nobody is swords. Though Dave here is pretty close to leveling up fighting. Let's go grab Dave. Hey there, Dave. We're going to be Dave. Let's go see what's in Dave's... For some reason, I've got this habit of referring to people's inventory as their pants. So I was like, let's go see what's in Dave's pants. But it doesn't seem right. Okay, so we've got a suppressor on this, a brake on that. We've got limited bullets on this. I mean, I can bring some of these, but then we're all out of them. So, you know, scavenging some bullets would not be bad. What else have we got? We should... He's carrying a blade already. Let's see if we can repair it. Yeah, okay, we've got a blade that's in good shape. And we should bring some manner of explosive so that we can kill a bloater with it. Do we have anything ready to go? Or do I need to manufacture something? I might need to manufacture something. I mean, I guess I could always use a whistling box mine, but that's a little unpredictable. Oops. So let's... have a look at our workshop and see what we can make. We can't make pipe bombs because we don't have power. We can make soda can bombs for 3 ammo. Urgh. That's a lot. I could make an ammo if I want to. You know, maybe a remote box mine wouldn't be bad. Except once you get a bloater's attention so that he'll walk into your mine, he might just fall over and kill himself. So yeah, I might need to... I'm going to go with some soda can bombs. Just so that I've got something. I mean, they are pretty sensitive to all forms of damage, right? So if anything is going to die to a soda can bomb, and not many things will, it'll be a bloater. So, okay. So I've got a blade, I've got a bomb, I've got a car? Do I have a car? I don't know. Oh, yeah, I just unlocked the Trumbull 4x4. That's right. Let's see, what is in the back here? Okay, nothing. Let me see if I can bring some supplies. I'm forgetting how to control my game. I've been playing so much Valheim lately, I just do Valheim controls automatically without thinking about it. All right, it doesn't look like we've got... a lot of car gear. So let's pop open the base, go to the storage, make a gas can. Just because, you know, vehicles go through a lot of gas out here. And you want to make sure you can fix things up. So let's put a gas can in there. And I think I'm ready to go. But before I get out of there... Oh, hey, I did get a message here from Bowery King, New York. Is that the name of Lawrence Fishburne's character in John Wick? I hope your day was a great productive one. I lost one of my top guys while setting a C4 charge. A screamer cut loose and 2 herds came in, plus my zombies, plus the zombies the plague heart calls. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that you lost a top guy. Man, you know, I mean, I've lost one character so far in this Lethal Zone run, and I would not be surprised if I lose more. Okay, so we got a bloater over there. I'm going to attempt to take that bloater out with this bomb. Oh, hey, thanks for the, whatever that thing is that you just threw at me, Are. I really appreciate that. Okay, so I'm going to... Oop. Again, I cannot keep track of what the controls are.
Hello there. Shall we discuss a
Sneak up on this guy.
In person would be best.
There we go. Bounty complete. Also, zombies probably attracted. So let's get away from the scene of the crime.
I think that big one is carrying the plague.
Oh no, there's a big one. Maybe they just mean this bloater. I don't know. Okay, so I'm gonna head by this route all the way down to this suburban neighborhood. I'm not gonna bother trying to fight more of the zombies that are around here, because I know that wherever I go, there are gonna be a lot of zombies. And so since, you know, I've got this other bounty to kill 20 with blades, I mean, I'm gonna get that eventually. So I'm not gonna worry about trying to do it here before I leave home.
Watch out for plague zombies around.
Ooh, wait a minute. So we are in plague I didn't realize we were in plague territory right near my base. So there's an unscouted plague heart close to my base. So I actually need to be pretty cautious about what I kill near my base. And I maybe should do a little bit of exploration nearby to see where that plague heart is and if it's worth trying to go after it. Okay, so I know I need to get out of my car up here. By the way, you notice how this truck was able to just go over another car and still stay on its feet? This truck is great. It's got really high clearance. It's really agile. This was actually, before Dan Mode retuned all of the other vehicles, he actually made this vehicle first as a test of his ideas. Of, like, you know, he wanted to make all of our vehicles quicker, more agile, and give them an easier time driving off-road and getting over obstacles, getting past obstacles. And so the first thing he did was he made a vehicle that was intrinsically very good at that, to sort of learn how he wanted to tune such vehicles. And then once people had driven this vehicle around and saw how fun it was, he made a case for him getting to go back through all of the other vehicles and retune them. And he did a great job. Like, the vehicles in this game feel better to me than vehicles in practically every other game I've ever played. I mean, it's a lot of this is just a stylistic thing. If you like simulation racers, this game will feel weird to you. But, you know, for sort of an arcade driving experience, I love the way their vehicles work in this game. And I can say that because I have nothing to do with it. It's just other people are really great on my team. So, all right, let's talk to Carcass. Her name is Carcass. We're setting up a new base, but you're hogging the supplies. How about you share some of your building materials? These guys seem questionable. Are these guys the arseholes? I forgot what the text for that mission line is, and so I'm not going to recognize them. These guys seem a little bit sketchy, however. Oh, hey, Meaty-chan, thanks for showing up and encouraging me. Okay, yeah, so Coalition confirms these guys are the arseholes. All right, well,
I just hate being disappointed.
Nope, I'm not going to do what you say. You're a bunch of jerks. We're going to get out of here, hoping they don't go hostile on me. Oh, crap. Okay, hold on. I just realized I wasn't really just here to talk to them. I was also here to clear out a plague heart. Okay, good. I wasn't sure if I was going to get credit for killing that with my blade, but I did get credit for it, so that's good. Okay, there's more zombies around here than I thought there was. And there are still some blood plague zombies around. I'm assuming that doesn't actually mean there's still an undiagnosed plague heart around. Oh crap! Whoa. All right. Okay, good. We need some more bullets. We got this guy. Wait, why did I didn't mean to actually equip that. Again, I'm just used to using the X button to collect things from Valheim. And that's all I can carry right now. So let's get back to the car. So yeah, since the last episode, I did confirm that, yeah, it was an oversight. This truck not getting a, what am I trying to say? This truck not getting an expansion to its cargo was an accident. It wasn't a strategic decision. It was just, this truck wasn't on the normal list because it was a truck that we added later for DLC. Because it's the same style of truck as the Burninator, and so it was just sort of its own thing. And so because it was sort of its because it was sort of its own thing, it was just easy to miss on the list, and so it didn't get the upgrade that the others got. So I could totally see us fixing that sometime in like a hot fix or something. Not a hot fix. This would not rate a hot fix. A hot fix is for emergencies and bugs. But some later update, maybe we could add that in. I'm not sure. I'm not going to promise anything specifically, but that is the kind of thing that it would make sense for us to fix later. All right. Okay. Oh, there is a feral over there, so I need to be careful. You know, I don't have a lot of cargo capacity in this vehicle, or I would say, like, let's just go and grab everything from every house. But I think I'm going to fill up real soon. Now we do have outposts nearby, at least. I'm actually thinking, let's get this car to a place where it's easy to escape with it. But I actually don't want to drive it around for fear of attracting unwanted attention. I want to see where this feral is. Okay. 55 meters away. I think he's down the hill. Not Jim Artis. I love it when people make jokes that end with the word confirmed in my chat. Hello, friend. Okay, looks like Coalición is doing a poll to see which wit specialization people like the best. And I would be interested in seeing what people say in my chat, actually. So if you haven't noticed that poll yet and you're watching live, oh crap! Did I get it? I think I couldn't tell if I killed the feral, but it would definitely be eating me right now if I hadn't, so I must have. Wow, this attracted everyone. That little, like, fight with that... Whoa, everybody! It's freaking everybody! Okay, we're getting out. We're bugging out. Let's go and oh crap. Nope. Oh, did I miss one? Dang. Okay. Let's get near one of my outposts. This is the lethal zone. Like, if this had been like the dread zone, I would have totally fought that bunch of zombies. But this is the lethal zone. We are not screwing around. When I see that number of zombies, I am bugging out. Getting somewhere where they are not. Okay, this place seems nice and peaceful. I think that the reason this place is peaceful is because I've got so many overlapping safe zones. Like, nothing can spawn around here. I had not even thought of that, because it looks like, I think they expanded the safe zones of these, of the outposts. I'm pretty sure this is not the original safe zone scale. So I'm pretty sure the team actually just expanded it. And so now, if you just build a whole bunch of them in one place, you can just basically have part of the town all to yourself. Which is amazing. No notes, no complaints. But since I'm in kind of a peaceful place, I should probably stop and catch up with the chat. So yeah, Coalition did confirm to me that I did kill the feral. It did not feel like I was killing that feral. It felt like he was just jumping right past me again. So Midi-chan confirms, when in doubt, get out. That's the lethal zone way of life. And let's see, what else? I'm sure I missed something else that somebody said. Sorry about that. Bowery King wants to know if characters will ever be able to wield multiple pistols at the same time in State of Decay 2. So I personally doubt it. We haven't been really adding new animations to the game for a really long time, and that is definitely not just like a new animation, that's an entire suite of new animations. So it would be a big deal to add something like that. On the scale of adding, well, I guess melee usually involves more animations than shooting, so not quite on the same scale as when we added, what's it called? Heavy weapons to the game, but not that far off. It's about kind of the same zone as that. And so I would doubt that's the kind of thing we'd add. And also, like, yeah, it's so fundamentally different from all the other ways of shooting. Like, there's other concerns, like your reloading has to be really fast. And also, another thing, it would require you to put the same type of weapon in both slots. One thing we are really benefiting from right now is that in your inventory, let's go back to a supply locker so I can show you what I'm talking about. Pop open the supply locker. If I go and hover over a gun, if I put X on this gun, you notice it already knows where it's going to go. This is a handgun, so it's going to go in my sidearm slot. This is a submachine gun, it's going to go in my primary slot. You know, this is an assault rifle, it goes in my primary slot. Pistol goes in my secondary slot. So you don't have to make an additional choice. When you say, I'm going to equip this gun, you don't have to then say, what slot am I going to equip it into? Or we don't have to have two different buttons to equip with, which we couldn't afford anyway. We're using every button. And so the fact that you've got one slot for sidearms and one slot for primary is like a massive improvement to our UX. Like, that gives us a huge benefit. And if we were to switch it so that you could actually put pistols in both slots, it makes it like every equip action becomes more complicated because we've added that option. So even though it's fun to think about going around with two pistols and like firing them off, it's not actually a very efficient way to shoot. It's not the kind of way that people in the zombie apocalypse would, at least in our version of the zombie apocalypse, it's not the way they would probably behave. And then on top of that, here, I'm gonna try to go back now that I've gone away and just see if I can survive up there. But then, yeah. On top of that, it would add complication to every other weapon, and that's sort of the reason why I wouldn't want to do it. Because I do kind of like, supporting weird, fantastical ways of acting that probably are not what people would really do, or wouldn't necessarily be the smartest move most of the time. You still like to have options, and I totally get that. And you like to be able to sort of tell different kinds of stories with your characters about how they behave and what kinds of badass things they do in the apocalypse. Oh wait, I can climb up this, can't I? Can I? But I would really, really hesitate to make a choice that would complicate. Oh crap! What? You sneaky ass screamer! Okay. I don't know how many guys he called. Hopefully not that many. There's this guy. Yeah, so again, in other difficulty levels, I've been pretty cavalier, but I think I need to. I'm learning that, especially when you're in the lethal zone, the first thing you should do. Oh crap! The first thing you should do when a zombie rolls up on you is not attack the zombie, because the zombie's attack moves are faster than yours as a general rule, and they might hit you first. And in the lethal zone, that matters a lot more than it matters in other difficulty levels. So dodging first is actually often a really good idea. Just dodge and then attack. whether you can actually get behind them like this, or if you just want to smack them in the back of the head. Either way, dodge to make sure that their first attack does not hit you. Where are you? Okay. Oh, so that's the route that your pathfinding algorithm found, huh? Where are you? Okay, you came outside with all this urgency, and now you're going next door. Was there a barbecue over there? What's going on? All right, well, if they're going to open a window for me, oh, gosh! I guess I'd be ungrateful not to use it, right? So Airy Twitch says, I've been playing Fallout 76 and State of Decay 2 every day lately. The Xbox controls are almost all opposite each other. It's a real test each day. Almost gets me killed. Yeah, so I'm trying to remember what it was called. It might have been like something like Dark Watch or something like that. There was a game that came out in the same era as Halo, where all of the controls were exactly the controls of Halo, except reload and melee were on opposite buttons. And it drove me up the freaking wall. Because I was playing Halo all the time with my friends. Like, that was our main pastime. I'd have 3 friends over, and we would play multiplayer Halo all the time. And, I just realized I got another vector. Huh. So anytime I tried to play Dark Watch, I think it was called Dark Watch. I could be misremembered what the game was. It was like a cowboy game on the original Xbox. Like an occult cowboy game was the style of game it was. Kind of like, Weird West or things like that. But yeah, it was just so maddening. So yeah, one of the most important things, when you're planning a control scheme, the most important thing you have to think about is precedent. You have to think, like, what have other games done before your game? What habits do your players have? And it doesn't mean you have to do exactly what other games do. You might have unique controls, like unique actions that don't automatically fit onto a specific control, that need to take a spot that might have been taken up by something else, that could disrupt you imitating another control scheme. State of Decay 2 is being 2 types of games at once. It's got the controls of a brawler and the controls of a third-person shooter, and it's blending the 2 of them. And so there's a lot of decisions you have to make there. You can't there isn't just an obvious, see, that was me not doing my own advice, not dodging. And so that's a non-obvious thing to solve. And so we had to make some calls about exactly how we were going to do it. So it's not always straightforward and obvious, but that has to be, among all your other considerations, what your players' habits are, has to be your first consideration. Then everything else is secondary. And so it can get complicated, and it's not always clear exactly what you need to do, but yeah, there you go. Okay, so it looks like amongst the wits specializations, stealth in Coalition's poll, stealth got 56%, then discipline, and apparently scouting got 0. Yeah, nobody cares about scouting. I mean, it definitely does stuff, but the problem is, we came up with those specializations when the game didn't work yet. And so, we made them work as well as we could, considering there's usually 3, right? We made them work as well as we could, considering, but we just weren't even in a position to evaluate how valuable they were until they were already in and the game was almost ready to ship. So I imagined, before we had real gameplay, that set of 4 specializations would be the most interesting set. But I think, and the whole scouting system, like Eric Anderson and I, that might have been the first thing we worked on together, actually. Eric being the associate product director who shipped Update 33. Oh, crap. No. Cannot have you doing that again. What, there's another one? I didn't see where the second one was. Where's the second one? Over there. Oh, and there's a Juggernaut. Okay, well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to kill this Screamer, more for fun than for anything else, and then get the crap out of here before the Juggernaut notices me. Oh, looks like there's some guys in there. I'm going to move on. We don't need to stay. In the car we go. Oh, gosh, that was quick. All right. Well, I guess I should get this car home pretty soon so I can fix it up. I just didn't want to leave this plague heart here. I cleared out the other one. I want to clear out this one too. But yeah, so the scouting system was actually the first thing we worked on. We set up that whole system so that basically the way it works is each location in the world has got a scouting range assigned to it. It's like a number. It's like the range at which it wants to be scouted. And then as your character's scouting skill goes up, all of those numbers go up and down to match. Also, as your velocity goes up and down, all those numbers vary in inverse. So basically, if you've got a high scouting skill, then all of the scouting values of all the objects around you get magnified, and so you can see them all from further away. The reason why it's not, because we could have set up so it was a radius on you, and you're just detecting things a certain distance away from you, but then we wouldn't have the difference between, say, being able to see a cell phone tower from really far away, being able to see a tall building from really far away, but only being able to identify a shed from up close. And so that difference ends up being important. In fact, we set all the cell phone values to actually be so big. All the cell phone radii are larger than the map, and that's why at the very beginning of the game, you can only see cell phone towers. We didn't actually implement something that auto-scouted them. All we did was we set their scouting value to be so absurdly high that the moment you spawned in, you instantly scouted them because of your radius. But yeah, so we set it up to work that way. And so we thought that the scouting, like that finding that stuff was going to be a really interesting part of the game, and you'd be like, ooh, what's over here, what's over there? Turns out that is something that matters very early on, and if you're creeping slowly around in the lethal zone, which existed later, you know, scouting stuff like that can get a little bit interesting. But it ended up not being that interesting for most people playing the game. And so that skill just ended up not being that interesting to most people playing the game. And if we had spent more time, if we had more time to spend, you know, refining the skills and things after the fact, we probably could have come up with either different things for the scouting skill to do or just a different, more interesting skill to go into that slot. But we kind of didn't. Things came together, you know, at the very end, like, oh, holy crap, the game finally works. Ship it. So, you know, you got what you got. But we did our best to try to make it as interesting as we could. Let's see here. Oh, Coalition suggests that if he were to buff the scouting skill, he would probably increase your scavenging speed. Just have it increase it more than other like, you know, wits skills might. I could see that, like, basically you got sharp eyes, right? So you can like find things more easily. I could totally see that working. That's a good idea. If I ever were like reassigned to State of Decay 2, which doesn't seem very likely, it would be fun to try to go back and crack open some of those things and try to figure out like how would I do this system now? You know, knowing everything I know, having played this game for, what is it, 5 years? What would I do? Also, where the heck is the last... There it is. I could not find... Albeit, always, anytime I don't duck or dodge, they hit me first. Okay, so it looks like we just maxed out our fighting skill and completed our last bounty all at the same time. And all we've got here is a flare. You know what? I don't need this K-bar. Drop the K-bar. Take the flare. All right. Not that I'm ever going to use the flare either, but whatever. I like to empty things. Oh, Blitz, I don't know what is going on with what the plan is for some of those like rare outfit items that were tied to special events and that people haven't seen in a while. I agree that it would be nice to get those things back in rotation. I had a proposal before I left the team. I had a proposal for trying to set up some kind of like calendar-driven system so that we could sort of because right now, in order to do holiday specials, we have to manually implement holiday specials like that, where you know, something is released just for the holiday. We automated the bounty broker, so the bounty broker cycles on a calendar, but we didn't automate holiday specials. And so since those were kind of the equivalent of a holiday special, those have to be manually implemented every time they happen. And so yeah, I had a proposal on the table for doing a calendar-driven method for releasing those things, so they would always happen, and we wouldn't have to basically just remember to do it periodically. But I'm not sure where that ended up on the priority list. That is how we would probably have to do it, though, because, you're just always thinking about a million things. Things get delayed, you're not always thinking about the calendar when you're doing a game. And so it's very easy for stuff like that to fall into the radar and just never happen again. Kind of like the time that we left the wizard van in for, 9 months or something. Like, the wizard van was meant to be a Christmas gift. And we basically just left it in the game until, September of the next year? Then took it away, then put it right back in again. It was really stupid. Okay, so I think we're about done with this episode, but I want to go... I don't think I've got any... Oh, I do have a repair kit. So let's grab that repair kit. I'm not going to use it yet because I think it's got enough healing power that I could use it on a much more broken version of this truck. But I'm going to stick it in there in case I need it, because I want to go to the bounty broker, clear out my bounties, and grab some new ones. And I gotta remember, the bounty broker is within plague territory. Also, okay, so that is not in plague territory, but I did comment on being in plague territory when I was over here. I haven't identified this place yet, or any of these. So what I'm going to do first is... Okay, that's in plague territory. So it could be that there's plague territory over here. It could be that, maybe that's in plague territory. So maybe this has a plague heart. Or maybe one of these has a plague heart. So first I'm going to scout up here just to see where any plague hearts are. Then I'm going to go over and see the bounty broker. And at some point along the way, I'm probably going to hit the wrong zombie, mess up my car, and get into massive trouble. So you can all look forward to that. Oh no, these idiots are starting fights. I've got to go get my, I got to get my baseline morale up. Oh wait, I didn't drive slow enough. Okay, yeah, so again, I was talking about how Eric and I implemented the scouting system. If you're just driving by a place at high speed, you don't scout it. You have to stop to scout a place. Stop or just slow way down. Or you can drive the scouting car. If you're driving the scouting car around, that will help. Oh, by the way, I should check and see. Well, oh gosh, sometime when I'm not running into massive double hordes. Okay, so this whole there's the plague heart. Okay, yes. Let's definitely not hit any of those zombies because I do not want to wake these plague hearts. The last thing I need was that I feel like oh no, it was just one plague heart. For some reason I got in my head it was multiple plague hearts. I mean, it might still be. I haven't scouted everything in that area. But at least I know where that plague territory is. That's the thing I care about. So I know what area to avoid killing zombies. So now let's just gallivant across the landscape here while hopefully not hitting any bloaters while I'm trying to read the chat. So Praxicus is asking folks in the chat whether or not someone's ever actually had someone leave their community. Due to poor morale. He says that he's had people threatened, but they never actually left. Ooh, another plague heart. Let's be careful. I know I've never had that actually happen. I worked on that system. I didn't actually implement the final version of that system. I think that was done by Nick Millay. Repurposing our mission system behind the scenes, by the way, which is not how you want to do something like that. Basically, so our mission system is scripting. It is not code. Scripting is, by its nature, not nearly as performant as code. It's a system hog, and you use it for stuff that you need designers to be able to tweak at will. Okay, so I can probably kill a couple of zombies around here without waking a heart. I need to be very cautious. It's not very performant. So usually, if you're going to implement something, the right way to implement it, most of the time, unless it's something like missions or there's some simple things where it's you really want designers to be in full control of it, which means you don't put it in code. You put it somewhere where designers who can't code are able to mess around with it. But something like the frustration system probably should have been done in code. Unfortunately, we didn't have enough coders, and we were getting up to the deadline. And so I think Nick just basically repurposed the mission systems. You got a bunch of invisible missions that run periodically. Check who should be frustrated, assign frustration traits to people, and if somebody's frustrated, it can spawn a mission to give you a chance to get them back, or it can spawn a mission that removes them from the community. And none of those missions ever appear in the HUD, but they're actually missions behind the scenes. Okay, so we got some influence. That's good. I've got a sword. That's good. And I've got a big-ass wrench.
Thanks, Lily.
And so now we've only got 3 more bounties, right? I did all the other bounties. So we've just got 3 more. What are they? Befriending an enclave, which I cannot do with the enclave I've currently got. Killing plague arts with assault weapons. Not that easy to do. And ferals with revolvers. Well, I do have a revolver. What I do not have is the skill to kill a feral with it. So, good luck to me. I think I might need to get those bounties with the salt of the earth or somebody. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it with these guys. Not in the lethal zone. Seems unlikely. All right, so let's head back home and wrap this episode up. And again, I'm sorry that basically this game is so intense, especially in the lethal zone. As much as I want to read the chat, it's very, very difficult to do it. Oh, Locolicion is pointing out that I do have a character with gunslinging, and I might have an OSS Silent Night revolver. And so with that, I might be able to... Could I really sneak up on a feral with that and do enough damage to him before he even comes after me? That might actually be worth considering, seeing if I can pull that off in the lethal zone. I do not know if this is a good way to get back to my base. We will certainly see. Good enough. Oh, freaking horde. Okay, here we go. You don't actually want to do that in the lethal zone. That's silly. Look, my car is in so much worse shape now. Okay. Now that I don't have a door, I think I should probably repair this vehicle. Doors are important. Eric the Nomad's like, you didn't need that door. Welcome, Eric, by the way. Thanks for joining the stream. Okay, let's catch up with the chat a little bit, see what folks have been saying while I have not been reading. Let's see here. So yeah, Reneth Core does confirm that people really will leave your community if you don't satisfy them after they get frustrated. But Midi-chan points out that avoiding it is so easy, you don't need to accept that as a consequence. Because you just have to do the mission for them and then they're not anymore. And Blitz confirms they've also had someone leave. It says that was when they first started playing, when the game came out. It depends on their negative traits where they always fight. Yeah, the characters who always fight are, I think, often the similar. I think it might be a different trait that makes someone easier, more easily frustrated. I don't remember if they're related. They tend to be probably... I think it's 2 different tags on a trait that can make a character either more likely to get into fights or more likely to get frustrated. But I think they tended, because those seem like similar personality traits, they tended to be on roughly the same group of traits. Let's see here. So Crave Case in Hand says, finished sciencing the Blood Plague Survivor trait and hero types. Now having rolled over 50 Blood Plague survivors, all are Warlord or Sheriff. It's kind of cool to see some of the traits locked to the leader types. Yeah, so let me try to think about that. So, yeah, so we do have some tags on our traits that do say this character should be a certain ideology, basically, which ends up... mostly expresses itself as their leader types. And so, yeah, I think that you're right. So basically what that says is if Blood Plague survivors are all warlords or sheriffs. What that means, warlords and sheriffs, I believe, are warlord is pragmatic, sheriff is compassionate, and then what was the other side of it? I'm trying to remember now. Compassionate and pragmatic were one of our dichotomies. What was the other one? I always forget that I came up with this, but I came up with it years ago, and so I forgot what it was. Compassionate and pragmatic were one. The other one was whether you are daring. Oh, that's right. Daring or it's prudent. Daring or prudent. That was it. So basically, every character is either daring or prudent, and every character is either compassionate or pragmatic. And so if you are daring pragmatic, that makes you a warlord. If you are daring compassionate, that makes you a sheriff. And so what that means is, if you've done some science on Blood Plague Survivor, and every Blood Plague Survivor is either a sheriff or a warlord, that means that Blood Plague Survivor is tied to being daring. So I bet if I looked it up, if I opened up the editor right now and looked at those traits, I would probably find that I put the daring tag on Blood Plague Survivor, which means it can only go to characters who have the daring ideology. So there you go. Yeah, you probably have discovered something real. That is totally a thing. Coalition says that if the once ate a gorilla trait ended up on a warlord, that would be awesome. I agree. So that one is based on Alice Bell. I don't know what leader type I think Alice Bell from Rock Paper Shotgun would be. I don't think she'd be a warlord. I think she might be a traitor or a sheriff. I don't know. I think that Nate Crowley is definitely a warlord though. So anyway, that's for people who listen to the same podcasts I do, which is probably none of you. So whatever. Wait, what? People are talking about my hair in here? What's going on? Who's talking about my hair? So Awesome Twitch Dude says, good idea, let's go back to the mohawk, but I don't know who he's answering. Who's talking about my hair before Awesome Twitch Dude? Or did Awesome Twitch Dude just do that as a non sequitur? So, oh wait, Tandalense just pointed out that Timberborn had another big update. Dang it, I just got done playing Timberborn. I need to take a break from Timberborn. I've got so many other games I need to play. So Blitz is making a suggestion about, wouldn't it be cool if each plague heart had like different weaknesses, and you actually had to scout the plague hearts to learn what their weaknesses are. Like some were better against bullets and some were better against melee or something. So you had to like, each time you tackled a plague heart, there would be a different thing that would be the better way to do it. I actually really like that idea. That's very similar to some ideas that we had early on too. We ended up not really having the time or abilities to implement something like that, because you would want to not just vary the rules under the hood. You would want to actually have them look different and act different and sort of like, have different effects, different animations on them, that kind of thing. And that would be rough, trying to really reflect that with the resources that we had. But I really like that idea. I think that could be really cool. So maybe we'll have to just keep that in mind for the future. Crave Case in Hand wants to know if I enjoyed Timberborn. Yes, I did. I made 2 entire video series on my YouTube channel about Timberborn. Go check them out. In fact, you know what? I should wrap up this YouTube video, so let's just do that. And I'll link my Timberborn playlist here, so that if you are a Timberborn fan, or you're curious, if you're like Timber curious, you can check that out and see what that game is. It's got beavers.